Greetings, new fiscal year 2016 grantees, and welcome to the U.S. Department of Justice, Office on Violence Against Women, Legal Assistance for Victims Grantee Orientation. During this pre-recorded webinar, you will learn about the office and the information specific to your LAV grant and some general information about the LAV TA providers. Let's begin. Just a reminder that this webinar has been pre-recorded, and if you have any additional questions, please feel free to email your program specialist directly or to the general LAV inbox, which is provided in this slide. 5 wonderful ladies staffed at LAV unit. Thelma Bailey is our program assistant. Shannon Gaskins and Jan Cherie Morris are both program specialists. Regina Madison is the senior program specialist, and the lead is the associate director, Lauren Nasikis. The next few slides will provide a brief overview of the Legal Assistance for Victims Grant Program. For more details about the LAV program or other OVW programs, please feel free to visit us on the web at www.justice.gov/OVW. The next few slides will provide the grant assignments by state for each program specialist. Many of you have been in contact with your staff members from the OVW's Grant Financial Management Division regarding a budget clearance. If revisions were required, please ensure that those revisions have been made according to the direction of the OVW financial analyst and submit those to our office. According to your special conditions, the grantee agrees to attend and participate in OVW-sponsored technical assistance. Technical assistance includes, but is not limited to, national and regional conferences, audio conferences, webinars, peer-to-peer consultations, and workshops conducted by OVW designated technical assistance providers. Funds for training are available to all grantees prior to their official budget clearance. These funds are restricted for training and travel expenses only. All awards were made as new for 2016, even if you had a current LAV award. Some may have had restrictions on their award that limits the implementation of multiple awards under the same program. If so, you will need to work with your assigned program specialist to get those special conditions and restrictions removed before you are able to draw down funds on your new award. All 2016 awards started on October 1st, 2016 and will end on September 30th, 2019. In the event a grantee will need an extension, the grantee should notify their program specialist 90 days prior to the end date and submit a grant adjustment notice. Please make sure that your point of contact and authorized representative is up to date in the grants management system. OVW understands many new grantees have several questions associated with their grant. We have provided a few frequently asked questions that may assist you with this process. LAV services are not always limited to the proposed service area outlined in your application. Any victim of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and dating violence can be provided legal services by your organization. However, there are limitations on age that prohibits your LAV award to provide legal services to victims under the age 11. Just a reminder, LAV funding cannot be used toward transitional housing assistance for victims or funding used to provide rental assistance. At this time, guardian ad litem is not covered under the OVW LAV grant. If the court appoints it, the victim will need to seek additional resources to pay for those services. Grant funds should be limited to legal services for victims. If you are ever unsure what funds can be used for, please feel free to refer to your award documents and special conditions, or feel free to contact your assigned program specialist for additional guidance. Is your grant projected to provide 51% or more sexual assault services to victims? If so, please be sure to review your special conditions regarding this service. If at any moment you believe that your percentage may be lowered, a written notification must be submitted to your OVW's assigned program specialist, requesting review and approval. Progress reports are due twice a year. The grantee agrees to submit a semi-annual progress report that describes project activities during the reporting period. Progress reports must be submitted within 30 days after the end of the reporting periods, which are January 1st through June 30th and July 1st through December 31st for the duration of the award. Future awards may be withheld if progress reports are delinquent. Grantees are required to submit this information online through the Grants Management System, GMS, on a semi-annual progress report for the relevant OVW grants. A final report, which provides a summary of progress towards achieving the goals and objectives of the award, significant results, and any products developed under award, is due 90 days after the end of the award. The final progress report should be submitted to the Office on Violence Against Women through the Grants Management System, with the report indicated as final. Financial reporting. The recipient agrees that it will submit quarterly financial status reports to the OVW online at grants.ojp.usdoj.gov using the SF-425 Federal Financial Report Form, available for viewing at www.justice.gov/OVW/grantees, no later than 30 days after the end of each calendar quarter. The final report shall be submitted no later than 90 days following the end of the award period. The grantee must notify their program specialist about any anticipated changes to the collaborating partner agencies or individuals who are signatories in the Memorandum of Understanding. And as always, the victim's safety is top priority for OVW. The grantee should be aware of any activities that may compromise their safety and recovery. The grantee agrees to submit to OVW for review an approval case selection criteria used to select clients for grant-funded services. In addition, the grant recipient will submit to OVW for approval criteria for referral to attorneys who accept payment on a sliding scale along with a fee schedule. These special condition requirements should be submitted to your assigned OVW program specialist via a GAN, and once approved, it will be released from your grant award. This slide provides details on the provision compliance of 42 U.S.C. 13925 B2 regarding confidentiality and information sharing. Please ensure that your project partners and/or subgrantees are aware of these provisions. Confidentiality is an important aspect of providing legal assistance to victims. Please ensure that your protocols for storing personal identifying information about victims served with OVW funds are kept private and in a safe and secure manner. Grantees and subgrantees may not disclose personal identifying information about victims served with OVW funds unless written release, court order, or statutory requirement. This includes disclosure from partners to a state, including through the use of databases. Grantees and partners may share data in an aggregated manner. Releases need to be written, informed, and reasonably time limited. Grantees may not require releases as a condition of service. As an FYI, prior approval is not needed for LAV-funded staff to attend LAV OVW-sponsored events and training. Funds allocated for OVW-sponsored technical assistance may not be used for any other purpose without prior approval by OVW. If you are planning to attend any of the LAV OVW-sponsored events or training, a GAN is not required. All LAV grantees are required to attend and participate in OVW-sponsored technical assistance. For more information on a list of OVW-sponsored events, please visit the website provided in this slide for OVW TA calendar, TA directory, and a library of TA materials. This slide will highlight a few special conditions that grantees should pay close attention to. Continuing obligations to meet program eligibility requirements for grantees providing legal assistance. The grantee agrees that the legal assistance eligibility requirements, as set forth, are a continuing obligation on the part of the grantee. The legal assistance eligibility requirements are any person providing legal assistance through a program funded under the grant program, has demonstrated expertise in providing legal assistance to victims of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking in the targeted population, or is partnered with an entity or person that has demonstrated expertise as previously described, and has completed or will complete training in connection with domestic violence, stalking, or sexual assault, and related legal issues, including training on evidence-based risk factors for domestic and dating violence homicide. Any training program conducted in satisfaction of the requirement has been or will be developed with input from a collaboration with a state, local, territorial, or tribal domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking victim service provider or coalition, as well as appropriate state, local, territorial, and tribal law enforcement officials. Any person or organization providing legal assistance through this program has informed and will continue to inform state, local, territorial, or tribal domestic violence, dating violence, stalking, or sexual assault programs and coalitions, as well as appropriate state and local law enforcement officials of their work. And the grantee's organizational policies do not require mediation or counseling involving offenders and victims physically together in cases where sexual assault, dating violence, domestic violence, stalking, or child sexual abuse is an issue. Prohibitions on supporting a collaboration with Child Protective Services. The grantee agrees that grant funds will not be used to support collaboration with Child Protective Services or other activities related to the intersection of child abuse and intimate partner violence unless otherwise approved by the Office on Violence Against Women. Likewise, grantees shall not use grant funds to provide representation to child victims of sexual abuse where the jurisdiction child protection system provides the child with counsel or a guardian ad litem. Limit on pro bono services. The LAV purpose area states that no more than 10% of the funds awarded may be used for the purpose of pro bono legal assistance. This requirement applies to the entire amount of LAV program, not a specific award. Grantee assurance to provide a supervising attorney. The grantee agrees to provide regular and emergency attorney supervision for project attorneys practicing less than 5 years who are providing on-site legal services in non-legal settings. Mentoring and supervision is an important part of your LAV grant. This ensures that each project attorney is receiving the proper supervision and mentoring. Staff attorneys with less than 5 years of direct legal service experience in domestic violence and sexual assault must have regular supervision from an experienced attorney with at least 5 years of direct domestic violence and/or sexual assault legal service experience. Provided in this slide are the types of grant adjustment notifications, also known as GANs, that each grantee can request for their LAV grant. Additional GAN requests can be either a change in point of contact or authorized or financial representative. Budget modifications are required for your program purposes to make adjustments to your budget that totals more than 10% of your approved budget. Requests for a change of project period cannot be made more than 90 days prior to your project end date. A request should be made using your official letterhead, providing an explanation of why your project is requesting to extend the end date and the amount remaining in the grant. Planning to attend a non-OVW sponsored event and want to use your technical assistance funds? Well, prior approval is needed from your OVW assigned program specialist. You will need to submit a Program Office Approval Grant Adjustment Notice, GAN, via the Grants Management System GMS. Include a copy of the event's brochure, curriculum, and/or agenda, a description of the host or trainers, and an estimate breakdown of cost. We ask that the request be made at least 20 days prior to registering for an event. Approval to attend non-OVW sponsored events will be considered on a case-by-case basis. This also applies to requests for the use of OVW technical assistance funds to pay a consultant or contractor not designated as an OVW technical assistance provider to develop and/or provide training and/or technical assistance. Collaboration with your project partners is key. OVW encourages grantees to develop internal procedures to ensure all project partners are communicating on a regular basis. All partners should have a copy of the special conditions for their records. This will help eliminate any disconnect about what is required under the LAV grant. Active communication is also encouraged with your OVW signed program specialist. These slides provide a brief information about the technical assistance providers that are available to all LAV grantees. These are the major LAV TA projects, but there are many other OVW TA projects that are relevant to LAV grantees. and they can be found on the TA to TA website and calendar, which is located at www.ta2ta.org. American Bar Association, Commission on Domestic and Sexual Violence. They provide national expert input on case strategy and policy to LAV grantees. Legal Resource Center, which focuses on providing advocate and attorneys assistance with interstate cases involving jurisdictional and legal issues. The Victim Rights Law Center, also known as VRLC, has 2 national TA projects that focus on assistance for LAV grantees serving sexual assault survivors. American University, the National Immigrant Women's Advocacy Project, also pronounced as NUAP, provides technical assistance to LAV grantees which focus on immigrant victims. Catholic Legal Immigration Network Incorporated, also known as Clinic, is another technical assistance provider that is geared towards building legal capacity to combat domestic violence and sexual assault against immigrants. And ASISTA, Immigration Assistance Project. It's geared towards problematic and complicated advances immigration cases for legal advocates and attorneys. Please contact any of these TA providers listed if you have or are in need of any guidance on issues regarding LAV project. As a reminder, we don't bite. Your OVW program specialist is assigned to be here for your support and guidance. If you are ever unsure about your LAV project, never hesitate to reach out. Got questions? Well, unfortunately, we can't answer them now. It's pre-recorded, remember? But this slide provides you everything you need to know to reach us. Thank you for your service to the community by providing victims legal assistance. Thank you.